Did you enjoy that battle of the geriatrics? Good, I've got more for you. Welcome back to the channel for a rematch. We just watched Killyardi take on Dumu. It's happening again, but it is happening with a Civ that I'm not so confident about. We've got a Bastards for Killyardi, a different beast when he plays this Civ to anyone else in Age of Empires 4. But Dumu has got the Delhi, a Civ that has historically, over the years, had the Abbasid number. Let's see how this one's going to play out. We're going to be 2 extras for the early game so we can catch up a little bit to what's happening live. And Abba, I mean, I don't think you can 2TC here, right? Like, I've seen people try to 2TC and it doesn't work. Trade Wing is also really rough because of Ghazi Raiders, even though you're really fast with camels. I think you have to Melee Wing or Culture, and Military Wing just makes the most sense. And it also just fits Killyardi's style. He likes to be the aggressor where possible. And the cool thing about going Military Wing here is, like, you can actually potentially force a Delhi player off of Ghazi opening onto Archer opening instead. That's a good start, folks. Like, Delhi, they tend to snowball almost immediately in Feudal Age because of how impactful the Ghazi beginning is. It escalates them beautifully. So, Melee Wing like this, and the cool thing is if you do force your opponent down to Archers, a really popular play for aggressive Abbasid players is to go Horseman. Instead, it's 2TC. This is one of the weird things about Killyardi, I think, in a lot of people's eyes, is like, he can be the most aggressive person in the top 100, and then he does this against a Civ, which you just wouldn't, like, it's taboo to do it against Delhi. In fact, I remember talking with one or two of the pros a long time ago. Like, it's very interesting because when you look at Killyardi's profile, Abbasid is probably one of his most played Civ, which is odd considering his reputation as an overly aggressive player. Right? If you had to choose one Civ to list as not aggressive, it would be Abbasid. Like, on average, I can't think of a Civ that is more complacent and open to the idea of just greeting. We have got him wrapping around the back, and well, in fairness, he might actually find Dumu with the ridiculous berry spawn. What? Dude, they're so close. He's actually buffed some of them up on the second one. By the way, have you ever seen berries so neatly ordered and aligned? Like, they have actually perfectly aligned with the orientation of the map. I don't think I've ever seen it look that pretty. Second TC is going to be out in the deer, so no berries prioritized. He's got ugly berries, okay, you know? Like, this is the guy that buys the beard trimmer for his testicles versus the one that doesn't. There you go. That's someone quick clip and ship that to a certain brand that targets that area of grooming. They should sponsor us. That was perfect. Well, someone was saying earlier today they wanted to see Dumu doing walls. I don't think this was what they meant. Delhi walling like this at 6 minutes was not on the bingo card for an Abbasid Delhi matchup. Yeah, he's taking the defensive orientation, but we did mention, like, the way this works is you get forced archers instead of Ghazi. Technically, guys, you can just go Ghazi. But the problem with going Ghazi in the beginning from Dumu is, like, had he done Ghazi opening and this had been just aggro from Killyardi, he could have snowballed it. Right, he could have won the first fight, then pinned you in your base and stopped you getting any sacred sites. So, like, Dumu couldn't risk it. And it means that he's only just now discovering what Killyardi has done. 2TC, and on top of that, he's about to get the Golden Age unlock at 7 minutes. Really good timing here. And, you know, normally, like, this can be a bit rough where you think Golden Age is good enough, the 15% buffer, but Sanctity's coming in around the same time in most games. But due to the way that the Dumu's opened this, like, he's not necessarily able to just run out for free sacred sites. Your opponent's mirroring horseman at the same timing. You're not ahead. Man, look at the way Dumu trims those perfect berries. Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay, my OCD's ruined now. So what now from Killyardi? I guess we're just going to keep lobbing horsemen. It gives him mobility. It keeps him away from ugly fights. And mobility is especially important when you're playing against Delhi. You need to have an ability to just keep reaching in and and denying sacred sites wherever possible. This will achieve that objective. In fact, this reminds me of a classic Abbasid build. They always used to play like this. If you guys remember back in the old days when we used to have Abbasid mirrors happening a lot. Oh god, thank god we have more civs now. It used to just be mass horsemen with 1 or 2 camel archers behind. Now, if Dimmu doesn't scale his archer mass, like that's a potential option. And I think he might be deterred from scaling the archer mass when he sees that it's just raw horseman spam. Because at that point, like, what's the reason to build archers? You're just setting yourself up to be countered, right? Then again, I am noticing one big problem here for Killyardi. It's a classic one whenever people play the Middle Eastern civs. Can you guys figure it out? It's like my biggest pet peeve. Where are the blacksmith decks? When are they existing? When are we getting them? They're very important here, actually, and they just seem to be missing. I like how as soon as I said that, the Abbasid player queued up an eco tech. You can't make this up. Yeah, even Ayabids are really bad for this, actually. Even when they play aggressive feudal builds, they just kind of forget about blacksmith all the time. It just feels like the build orders have never been optimized around them, and it very often leads to losses for those 2 civs. I mean very often. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. The amount of times I've seen a player lose because he has 40 archers but no blacksmith tech is crazy. Horseman cycling around the map, but so far Dimmu's done it well. Yeah, he's making the archers feel justified here because he's walling in. A little bit tricky against mass horsemen because your opponent can actually just break in easily. And what is up, Nexus R3? Thank you very much, mate. It's feudal, so you don't feel bad about distracting with sub. Well, there you go. More people should follow suit. Every time you see feudal, you should drop subs. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. In fairness, when we get hyper late into a game that's an hour long, you can also sub quite easily there. When you've got a giant tug of war where 1 million units are dying a minute, it's nice to have something else to focus on as well. And here's the first camel. Yeah, but it's the first camel when your opponent has 15 archers. I do like that Killyardi is now adding in his own archers, though. Because, like, the cool thing here, remember, is boot camp recently got buffed. It used to be 175. Now it's only 100 resources. So a lot more accessible as a tech and a lot earlier on. Like 10% health, that 50% health rather goes a long way. Has he finished his perfect berries? No, he's been kind of slow rolling them, huh? Yeah, I thought that he would leave the sheep until last. But he's actually got 12 villages on this. Then again, it kind of makes sense, right? New villages spawn. What are you going to do with them? If you need more food, you're not going to run them all the way out to the berries. You're just going to have them gather the sheep. And we should have pro scouts coming in soon. Okay, thank. For a second, I thought you forgot about pro scouts. There we go. It is there. So deer now starting to maybe drag back to base. That's going to give him a lot more runway. Meanwhile, for the Abbasids, like, you've got a lot of value out of these horsemen, sure, but even though your TCs are cheaper, it's still extra burden on your economy. Horsemen are starting to slip in, actually. Yeah, it's a little bit weird the way Killyardi's playing this, where he's almost just ignoring the Sacred Site win condition. Or not. Oh, that's sick. He forces the entire army to follow him home, and then just comes in with a free decap, and he's even going to be able to find some worker kills. Dimmu, what's going on? Nice strike there. Gets a double kill on the berries, making them just a little bit redder. Does lose a few of the horsemen. Able to break out the other side, and I mean, the decap, it is going to complete in time. The archers from Dimmu just slightly too late. And remember, that's important. It's slowing down the escalation, but not necessarily enough. Dimmu, he's not far off a House of Learning here. Here you are. Jeanne d'Arc 2TC. Consecrate makes it pretty much like Abbasids with knights to raid and feudal. That's a cool idea, but you're now not getting a big discount on your knights. So this whole idea of you're going to be raiding with knights, you're not going to have many of them, are you? Also, you don't get the Golden Age effects that Abbas's and Ivids do. It's a cool fort. It just doesn't really translate one-to-one. We have seen consecrations on the TCs from Jeanne d'Arc. It's normally in games where you just, like, don't have a propensity to spam knights, which is very rare nowadays. Most games, people will just spam knights. Mathematically, if you are planning to spam knights non-stop with JD, little tip, it's always worth consecrating stables, if that's the case. There's nothing else that will save you more resources per minute. Similarly, if you're planning to spam spearmen constantly, then it's better than consecrating a TC. So, looks like Tech Up is on the way, but Dumu has the edge here. And he's looking for that sweet, sweet timing. 2 relics already picked up on the way back. Make it free. Yeah, I think Dumu's actually doing this pretty well. It's the classic relic pull that's hard to intercept. And oh my god, that's a messy fight. He tossed away the Ghazi! Unbelievable. Dumu's just looking like he lost a lot of his firepower. And the scary thing is what you're left with here, guys. Like, mass archers against Abbasid mass archers? No, 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 no. You can get Pakes to give you extra range, which he's prioritizing. But you can't match Gatling gun Abbasid archers. He's going to get access to composite bows. Wait, is Dimmer rushing Imperial? Oh my god. Does anyone else feel like we have too many civs that can optimally rush Imperial currently? It is a little bit silly at this stage. You've got Mongols, you've got Delhi, you've got HRE, Order of the Dragon. Who else is there that can just rush him? I think those are your main culprits. But it is silly just how viable that... Okay, there we go. Lance is coming. Thank goodness. I was about to say, it's kind of silly how viable that can be for some of these civs. It needs to be 3k 1500 because it's so boring. I just wish there was more things on the map to encourage you not to just rush him. That's why I'm such a big fan of points of interest. I think points of interest is a perfect example of like why and how you encourage people to just do the game instead of play the macro. And I think that's important. It's tricky to balance in a way that it doesn't just become Dark Age spam for sure. I think there needs to actually be points of interest that unlock based on time in-game or a player achieving a certain age, etc. Because the cool thing about that, like if it was locked to a certain age, like if, you know, once a player hits Imperial, these things unlock, they'd unlock for everyone. So the cool thing there is like it almost keeps someone in check from just really rushing Imperial with like Mongols or HRE and stay in the base. Because if they do that, then the guy who's actually on the map would then all of a sudden have new objectives to give him economy and perks, etc. No, I don't think you need to nerf Stonewalls. Stonewalls are fine. It's just the ease with which your economy in a lot of cases allows the greed. Speaking of which, Dimu is kind of doing it again. It could be he's just prepping more Lancers, but I think earlier on he realized like he didn't have enough Scholars yet for the tech timing. Now he's kind of approaching the number where it could feel pretty good. He's also approaching the base. Looks like he wants to fight. Killyardi has leaned hard into archers, though. He's got the composite bows. He's got the veterancy. And he could buy a little bit of time here. 10 seconds out from range 2. Dimu, of course, already has those techs, which is why he wants to fight right now. But they're standing still. And remember, the composite bows is the jackpot, the winner. Lancers is buying a little bit of time, but that exists on both sides of the fight. And the upgrade just came in. This is where things should start to favor Killyardi. 49 archers versus 36. It's numbers in favor, but also damage. And that dive in, achieving very little for Dimu. It looks like it was designed to buy him time for the castle into Imperial play. But with no eco damage done, it puts him in a bit of a wonky position here. It's a 30 worker lead. It's eco wing as well. I believe we have got farms starting to litter in a little bit from Killyardi. Yeah, he's up to 5 currently. We'll be able to afford more with the eco wing. And now he just stands his ground with the clash. It's just so tilting to try and deal with these archers, man. Dude, here's the thing. Even if he chose Tower of Victory, it wouldn't have solved his problems. Relics are at least coming in. And it seems like a strange fight because Dimu is not committing everything to what he's posturing for here. And he's doing that against the player that will. The other crazy thing is like Dimu is just committing into mass... Not mass greed. Like he's trying to play kind of more of a macro game, but Killyardi is committing him to mass archers every time. Now that Wololo did get him 2 horsemen. Golf clappers there. Once again, these archers just keep pushing him further and further back. My worry for Dimu is that he's going to try for the age up and then just get caught off guard. But this could be the saving grace. We've got a war elephant. Hello. Yeah, and that's going to take a lot more arrows. Oh no, I think he might need crossbows. So full retreat now. Killyardi's food income isn't that great, so if it's not archers, he's kind of limited in what he can do because he hasn't made a farm transition yet. He's still only at 5. Yeah, even gathering berries on the front side now. I mean, lancers you can kill, sure, but a war elephant is like smushing 4 lancers into 1. Right, because lancers are 230, they have 4 base. You've got 5 base with 850 HP. Wait, he's actually... No. How has he still got more archers? I'm not going to say bastards are broken, that's for sure, right? Like, they're not that good of a civ right now. But when this build works, it works really well. I think he may have just been drained, though. He's down to 25 archers now. He's got 200 food income. Oh, my God. It was going all so well until the food depleted, right? The keep drop on the front side was a no-no. He got beaten to the punchline by Dimu. That's an 8k locked in. The other one is near Sacred Side, which is probably going to get keep drop soon. He has to settle for a 4k. And I don't see the wood gathering for mass farms now. He's at 11 currently. He has to remax on archers, which means he's using all his wood. Just kind of a tricky one for a moment there. It did look like Killyardi was walking away with the game. Dimu able to pull it back. And now at this point, close to 20 scholars. This type of map control, 8k locked in. I mean, the Imperial doesn't look as greedy anymore. He does have a food issue that he hasn't solved for, though. Doesn't have a front line for those mangoes? Wait, you mean rock doesn't beat elephant? Been lied to all my life. Like, think about it, guys. Mangoes, if you have enough of 85% ranged armor, 130 HP. Look, all I'm going to say is if in life you've experienced that rock does not beat elephant, you clearly need to buy a bigger rock. Okay? That's like when someone says, oh, well, KP, you can't win a war with a single missile. Buy a bigger missile. Your problem is you're buying British rocks where, like, the ones that we use to measure stone. They're not that heavy. What you need is the giant meteor from Apocalypse. Was it Apocalypse? The Bruce Willis? I always get mixed up. Because Apocalypse now is the Vietnamese movie, right? Well, not the Vietnam movie. Oh my... Have you guys been breeding again? What? 5 war elephants now. Oh god, and like... You need to get, what, 30 crossbows to have a good answer to this. That's going to take some time. He has got the gold access currently to do so because he's got the 2 4Ks, but one of them's almost already tapped. And Dimu's starting to macro up. Like, I think we're going to be seeing Imperial in like 2 minutes time. And no, composite bows does not affect the crossbows. You kind of wish it did, though. Outpost is going to be a fail. Castle drop's not going to really last long against mass war elephants either. These things are basically more mobile battering rams as well. You can see it by the damage. 100 per strike. Against a knock, that's going to force a reaction. And an interesting back away. Yeah, Dimu actually does end up losing one of the elephants to the defenses. And the triple mango seems to have freaked him out. Wow, so he backs off entirely. He reinvests in 2 more Royal Elephants. Guys, we've got Dimu now with, at this rate, 3,000 gold and nowhere near enough food for attack. He's kind of stuck. The classic over boom. I mean, we see this quite often with Dimu. He's a really big fan of just accruing a lot of gold and then using it for all the technologies. That concept doesn't really make sense on Delhi, though, specifically, right? They don't pay anything for the techs. In terms of the eco situation, by the way, do you remember at this stage, Dimu is able to play catch-up with keep spam? He's got 2 keeps, so he's actually catching up on the economy lead that Killyardi's built. So if that's your big concern, like Killyardi's going to eclipse him there, no, he won't. Dimu's got 4 relics, 2 sacred sites. He's got 3 TC worth of production versus 2. And on top of that, he's fixing the farming issue. At a pacing which is kind of matching Killyardi. 16 farms. Yeah, Dimu's going to have more farms in the next 20 seconds. Oh, rough game now. Because what does Killyardi really do? You know, he's had to react into the crossbowman. He needs the CJ sat, which is why like he's got the trebs. For now, Dimu's kind of weak because he's in the middle of the farm transition. If you let him get beyond it, then you have the problem, right? Because then he can just keep vomiting out troops. It looks like Killyardi is paranoid about a switch, by the way. I think that's why you're seeing horsemen. It counters archers, but it also counters tower elephants. It ticks all the boxes nicely. To leave you, tickety-boo. I don't know why I felt the need to say that word. Sometimes I feel like with the passing years, I get more British. Not less. Which is odd for someone who interacts with so many people globally. Oof, Dimu using a lot of stone to keep this one up. Remember, 3 villages is optimal. More than that, and you burn more stone. You can even see it on the repair rate there. That's the tricky thing, right? It's like you're burning a lot of stone to keep this one up. Also, you're idling 10 workers, and then you're idling however many you need to even get the stone. And that's what makes it very pop efficient. Like, if you're idling 10 workers to keep this thing alive, you only invested 4 population to take it out, right? It's just a very good trade. I think trebuchets are in just probably the best place they've ever been historically in AoE 4. The only time they were better was specifically for English with the very broken form of Sharon projectiles. Now we have to dive in. He's sick and tired of this. He doesn't want to let him get the gold anymore. And in fact, Killyardi, I think he knows there's an age up coming, and he needs the gold to now mirror. So castle gets taken out. And we've got the Hissa Academy. I think Ben's a little bit paranoid about food right now. You don't often see Hissa Academy anymore. It fell off pretty hard. Most people will just always go past the Sultan because what's not to like? You get an elephant that has guns. Is there anything that sounds more broken in AoE 4 than that? Probably not. Wait. I can do you one better. What if the elephant had 2 guns on its back instead of 1? Tech up now complete. Look at that Kyopa text. This is the other disgusting thing about Delhi. You know, compared to like any other civ, right? Like every other civ at this stage in the game, oh man, I'm going to need a 700 gold spend here, a 700 gold spend there, or maybe I get culture wing, I get a little bit lucky, but it's still a pricey endeavor. Then there's Delhi. You're like, wait, you pay your academia? Our pay is that we gave birth to them, okay? We paid someone to incubate these children, these scholars. They didn't get a salary. Bombard elephants? This is why we need an Order the Dragon Delhi civ. Alright, I'll stop. Mangoes and Trebs. Repairs not going to be easy here for Dimu. He's reluctant to take a fight, which means he's going to lose access to the 8k golds times 2. That's a problem. Culture Wing's only 50 seconds away. Spin and Spam begins as well. He's got a decent crossbow mass to deal with the War Elephants. And that's the big thing that I don't think Dimu's answered for here. He hasn't solved the crossbows. Also about to drop. We'll at least get the Scholars Boogalooing out there. Is there anything for Killyardi to really fear right now? So Dumu has a lot of food, and he's going to get a lot more food. Currently, the Hisar Academy, someone's asking if it's a bit like Fulani. It kind of is. There's a lot more techs to do, and remember, the way Hisar Academy works, every single tech that you research generates 12 food. So it escalates really nicely. He has got gold in the form of the relics, but very limited gold. If you're trying to spam war elephants and tower elephants, it's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, Killyardi has the full map length. He's got the 2 AKs, and between them, there's still about 11,000 gold. So pretty much anything is on the table here. For example, he could actually start going into hand cannoneers. Mass mangoes could also make a lot of sense. Are skulls the fastest thing with 2 legs? Yes. They're quicker than Onubugeisha, so they win. Although, it depends how you define fastest. Because, situationally, there's other faster things. So Onubugeisha when they charge, or anything that is 2-legged military from Delhi when they use force march. Yes, Delhi, actually, like, with that detail in mind, situationally, they have the fastest moving infantry in the game. Shinobi? No, Shinobi is substantially slower. Shinobi are 1.36, while Scholars, when they've got the Zuma Boy tech, they move at 1.69. It's pretty damn nice. It's just you never notice it because they're always following elephants. You can teleport? Yeah, but that's not movement speed. Venetian traders go 2.06. Okay, Fat Flop. I'm a little bit worried because you usually handle the gamble payouts, and I'm pretty sure Venetian traders have 4 legs. Chinese Palace Guard. Chinese Palace Guard 1.36, get 15%. You go up to, is it 1.56, I believe, with Palace Guard? So you're still slower. What wasn't slow is this escalation on elephants. Where did this come from? Alright, chill. Elite Army Tactics is on the way. The Spearman should also have the Phalanx tech for the extra range. Really important here. Just means you spend less time chasing after, more time killing. What a crazy all-in from Dimmu. 5,000 food in reserve. He's prepping adjustable crossbars behind this. And it is going to be a commitment of the castle. The healer boys doing what they do best. It's giving zeal as well, so it's just machine gun speed on these headbutts. And now, with the castles broken, Killyardi's at risk. Look at the military. Even without the Elephanto landmark, he elephants his way up. And oh my god, he's not even trying to move away. Killyardi's just standing his ground. It's taking too long. How is this ever meant to be reasonable? 1,232 HP on a 3 population unit. You can't find anything more population efficient than this for health. And not just health, damage. Damage is insanely high. 53 base, 28 with the second attack up top. As a baseline, without bonus included, that comes to 81 damage being done every round of attacks. Split that between 3 population. And you're talking about, like, what, 26, 27 damage? That's really not that far off a hand cannon near at that stage. It's a lot more tanky. I think he's broken him. Killyardi, it looked like he was getting prepped for that late game where you full on Boogaloo with a Bastards, but it never truly came together. He never got towards the improved processing. He never got the full medical center upgrades and the comp fully upgraded, right? Like, we're talking about crossbowmen that don't even have incendiary arrows. But then again, hold on, what just happened? He actually finned it! How did he get through 11 crossbow, 11 crossbows? 11 elephants that quick at the end? I mean, there is still an issue here for Killyardi, right? It was a damn good defense, but he's still in pain on certain resource types. He's got plenty of wood, just needs to reallocate. The gold is the thing that's going to freak me out a little for him. Because if crossbow has to be the solution, good luck. But I love that he's just blobbing spears now. Because he prioed Elite Army Tactics over Incendiary. Wow. I'm actually kind of shocked. I think this is an Abbasid-specific thing. Other civs trying to do spearmen like that, even with the more recent bonus against elephant tag as well, I think they would have struggled to win that fight. But the thing you've got to remember about Abbasid spearmen is they get the extra range to essentially have double the amount attacking in choke points. It also means their first point of contact has double the output, and they spend less time running around in circles like other spearmen would. That was sick. Yeah, I thought he was done for. He was toast after that. The elephants may have reached their limits here. For the time being, Dumu still believes in them. And a horseman mix now coming in as well, which just makes sense. You've gone full spear. Your opponent's going to go archers. He could have actually just done spear archer, but I think horseman gives him a better opportunity to dive in afterwards. Look on the spears. Look at the health bars. Look. Reminder, that's 1200 HP. You would not think it. I think Dumu's also got way too many scholars. Half of his military that remains are scholars. Nah, this is an overwhelming lead. It's just stacking up against him right now. And it's crazy because, like, Dumu, he's got so much resource in reserve. He just doesn't have to seem to have the right thing coming out, rather. And horsemen, they just get the freebies. The mangoes start to arrive just in time to die to this. He is going to be able to reset the push. Killyardi. Ooh. Wait, why did he stop producing spears? I don't think he thought that this was going to be continued elephant spam. Oh, I get where Killyardi's coming from, but like if this has just been more spears, I think Dumu is just going broke from the push, right? I mean, in fairness, he has got horsemen to counter tower elephants. The problem is your opponent's still building war elephants, and the mirrored Ghazi play is sick. Ghazi, one of the highest value cavalry units this late in the game, just for the cost versus what they do. So tanky, so hard to kill. Decent base damage all around. Just like that, it swung again. Killyardi behind a military now. And guys, it's going to get worse for him as well. Dimu's pretty much researched everything. I don't think there's anything left. That's a really big problem for Killyardi, because it means that these 31 scholars will be used in the next fight. And if that fight fails, he doesn't need scholars anymore. He can just get more military. What a crazy game. And the horseman? Whoa. Okay, that may have been a bit of an ambitious dive. He will get some of the siege, but now he's running headfirst into war elephants. And I don't even know if the mangoes are actually that important for Dumu. It's nice that they exist because they've got adjustable crossbars. But like, for real, we're back to what we had before where war elephants could end the game. This time, Killyardi is looking to go for the ultimate counter. He has got hand cannoneers in tow. Now just trying to deny the gold out because he's seen the hand cannoneer plan. He knows that requires access. We do have a backup for Killyardi in the north side. And he's also snatching the west. Yeah, just good macro game overall with the way he's playing the map. And wait, can we just please stop moving them away? I'm getting PTSD watching this backline frontline. It's a flashback to the earlier argument of like, where's the front line for mangoes? The back line is the front line when you're Killyardi. That's always been the way. He sees people not tanking with their face. It's like, I know you do damage, but you could also be helping. Wait, why is Dimi building more scholars? Did he just kind of forget? Yeah, I think he forgot. I mean, if he pulls the 33 scholars into this next fight... Hand cannoneers are good at overriding healing because they just kill you so fast the healing like struggles to keep up. So technically this can actually work against the mass scholar pool. So just imagine what happens when Dumu's able to leverage 30 more population slots for Ghazi. That's when I'm worried here for Killyardi. Horsemen now rotating around the back. We have got the castles coming up. Dimmu should be fine here, right? Like, double castle should be good enough to scare us away eventually. And the elephants will continue to siege in. Remember, we have got Golden Age 3 with some padding, which is pretty good. The production speed is the most important thing there. And he's switching into camel riders. And wait, are people getting arrows? No, I think we're getting Jabed. Looks like live is fine to me. Camel riders is actually quite interesting here. It counterplays the Ghazi, even more so with the camel armor. It can even actually deal with the war elephants if you're able to surround. Like, war elephants kind of suck when they get surrounded against camels. Why camels usually doesn't work reliably against war elephants is if you frontline the fight and it's a line, then you just get maximum damaged on the front side, but you don't have a good enough like focus of attacks to kill elephants off fast enough. But like in the late game here with like barded armor +2 as in both levels, which we're now getting towards, and the fact is at 400 HP, I kind of dig the camel idea. Don't know if I'd say it's better than just raw going spearman at this stage, but maybe his thought is like mobility is key. And technically, like, you can just do camel plus spear, because then your camel becomes your front line, and then the spearmen follow up, right, from behind. So, like, you don't actually lose your DPSer. You just have a very tanky frontline unit. Oh, nice. He got medical centers. This is really cool. If you can keep the castles up, which is the big challenge. Double bombard is sieging in. This game has been such a tug of war. And oh my god, the overwhelm just dives straight through. Ghazi dead. Elephant's falling as well. He's got the perfect anti-cavalry comp. And the problem for Dimmu is that he's only cavalry. There's nothing but cavalry and siege here. That's practically the entire starting army, or standing army rather. He's got 33 scholars still. Why hasn't Dimmu used these yet? I'm a little bit confused at this stage. Like, what is he waiting for? Oh, the production rates. Yeah, so he's locked a lot of them in there. He has at least pulled them from elsewhere, so it is just focused on production rates, I think. At this stage, though, it might just be more worth building additional structures. And there we go. He gets 50 now. So he's freeing up the pop space now. Kind of tricky because he's essentially just built the same thing he did last time. Just adding in scholars now. Scholars that aren't going to change the outcome of camels beating Ghazi, or at least they shouldn't. Sovereign is at least going to get sniped. The worker repair crew is in trouble. The elephant is struggling. And he's in retreat again. Yeah, the Ghazi, they do get chased here, so he does drag some of the army away, but not really more than he's diving in with. It's kind of a balanced population exchange. Does seem to give the edge, though, in the center, allowing Dimmu to get a push in. Now, we'll keep the castle alive. Last of the gold soon to exhaust, and we even have farms on the wide extremes of the map here. 73 farms in total of that. Ridiculous amount of food pump. I'm starting to wonder, though. Does Killyardi... Yeah, he hasn't realized. He's missing an ecotech here. He got agriculture, but he did not get the precision crossbreeding. Men-at-arms might be good for Dimmu. It's an interesting idea into, like, men-at-arms. Especially now with archers as well. The archers kind of surprises me, but I think the logic here is composite bows plus the silk bowstrings would give him the DPS to kill any hank enemies. Sacred Stalemate is ticking behind this. This is when in AoE 4 when I want to swap to another game. Yeah, it's like... I've talked about this. I would really like to see things that like escalate more in late game, if that makes sense. It's tricky as well, because I was talking to my editor about this, and it feels like any game recording that's under 20 minutes is going to perform worse than other uploads on YouTube. So, like, the audience doesn't seem to like quick resolution games anyway, which is odd. Like, I don't know. My opinion, my take is, like, if it's super active, it should be fine. But even then, I've seen some of them perform poorly. Elephant front line, though. Get ready to drop in 3, 2, 1. And we got what? 2 down. 3 more. Not looking great. 4. Does pull them back just in time, so big props to that. Like, these are expensive investments when the gold is running out. I think that's the biggest issue I'm seeing in this game for Dimmu, is like, how do you keep affording elephants at this rate? You're going to have to trade. And you're not exactly a great trading civ. Wait, the horseman arrives just in time as the new tower elephants come through. I mean, technically, Killyardi should have this. Yeah, it's too many horsemen. So you're going to lose the triple tower elephant on the retreat, is what should probably happen here. Unless. Nice turnaround. Spear follow-up's going to be there, though. And just great micro. Like, Killyardi done a great job there of sniping down all the backline scholars. So remove the zeal. The heal isn't as important as the zeal. The zeal with the 50% attack speed is really what allows these war elephants to keep just headbutting the front line. Those health bars are getting awfully weak all of a sudden. Killyardi has the correct call. He realizes he's extending beyond his means a bit again. So he backs up just a moment. Gets the next wave in. All right, get your predictions in. When is this game ending? And that I am such a big fan of. Really smart move here by Killyardi and so underrated, folks. If you're playing a game and you're stuck in a tug of war and you cannot figure out how to end the game, one of the biggest overlooked details I've seen time and time again for people is that they do not remember to build into for production. This is how you gain ground more and more. Because especially with some of these units, like the gunpowder units, the archers, like they're going to die fast or take a long time to produce. Dimmu has to make a stand here. Remember, Sacred Site is just the south side. And Killyardi. Let's get some more production, maybe. There's still 6,000 wood. Oh my god. If he could just find a little bit of gold, imagine a mango play here. Just 2 or 3 with adjustable crossbars. I mean, actually, it would be a really good time as well, because Dimmu's pivoting to more mangoes. He hasn't really got gold to just spend on mass elephants anymore. And wait, he's just machine gunning the mangoes down? That's ridiculous. He also doesn't have silk bowstring still. Interesting, because like if you're going to use archers to counterplay mangoes, bowstrings would be very handy here. Villager on villager massacres happening to the south side. The elephants are just gone, guys. Like, I think this is pretty cool by Dimmu, the way he tried to play this, but the goal is just going to kill him, man. And like we said, you know, when do you ever trade with Delhi? And also with this type of spawn, it's rough. He didn't have the full corner, which makes it less, like, encourageable. Even if he did, like, your opponent's already down here, so he'd see you coming. Damn. Killyardi's a monster. That's 2 games in a row. Just can't stop the fin from finning. Remove imp age. I think the thing is, like, maybe it'd be cool to have more escalation points, ways of getting a bigger edge through something other than resources running out in the late game. I don't want to say add another age to the game, because I think that just encourages even more macro. But, like, we do already technically have age 5 when you think about it. University techs. University techs are meant to be age 5. It's just once you get there, like, what's the ceiling? Okay, is my civ just stronger because I have better units? Or is it a case of I just have more resources? It's not just that you can't outplay in the late game. You definitely can. But, I think someone I've always highlighted about AB4 compared to, like, you know, if you think about something like StarCraft, for instance, Red Alert 2. You don't have super weapons. You don't have, like, late game enders. It reminds me of someone I said years ago, which is, like, the super weapon in Age of Empires is the Wonder. And it's probably the worst super weapon I've ever seen in the history of RTS. It's just very anticlimactic. Alright, like, you wait 10 minutes and it just says victory on the screen. I did love what Age of Mythology tried to do, where they had the myth age, right? The extra age to unlock, where you like all of a sudden get ridiculous speeds on your god pass, but it's super expensive. Oi, 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 horseman. They're reaching the siege. Ah, that looks to be it. Angos are gone. Dimmu, he just doesn't have the gold to remax. And Killyardi is just consistently pushing like this. Like, this was so helpful as well. Like, it's only 4 archery range. Wait, what is he doing? Oh, he's rallied back to deal with the guards. For a second, I thought he had his 4 archery rangers rallying into the back of his base this whole time. He's going to start retreating behind the infrastructure. The Sacred Site win condition has been removed. I like that he just went for a few rams. Really efficient way of breaking through here, because Dimmu's only really been defending with archers. Damn, who would have thought it? Abbasids, if you let them go into the late game, they're a big boogeyman. It does fit. Elephants can't close ultra late game needs buffs. It's true. Why? Like, why? Okay, come on, guys. Like, you've seen how big an elephant is? Like, look at the size of these things. You're telling me there's only room for one person there? Bruh, this is like that lady on the bus who I can clearly see there's enough room for someone to sit next to her. And she's like, sorry, no room. And she puts a like very tiny purse next to her. She's like, sorry, I need this space. Where's the infantry buff, right? Pay 500, add a new spearman. There should be a recruit button on top of these guys. No, I'm gonna stop, please. Could you imagine actually? You're able to just get a squad of spears up there, like 6 guys with spears. Please no. How's it going down now? I think we're at death's door. Dimmu, props to him for just trying to make one valiant last stand. I mean, you might as well for the content. You've been in this for almost an hour at this stage. And I think, yeah, the Killyardi, he even optimized his military, right? He got rid of a lot of the farms that they got raided. He didn't reboom them. It's just full blob and go. Come on, guys. Where's the tech to allow me to mount a bombard on the elephant? Yo, I should have the ability to stick a bombard cannon on each side of the elephant. And then I should have the ability to garrison spears on elephants. Ace Ventura, if I spawn Ace Ventura in the game, he should definitely be able to garrison inside of an elephant. Admittedly, that's a rhino in the movie, but close enough. Oh, Benny boy. What a day. Is it just going to be him versus Killyardi all day? We need to, you know, I think more you need to make the climb up to, like, top conk. What was that? I think it used to always be we'd get Ben versus Louis MT at this time of the day. Killyardi's in the mix. I think Louis MT's just playing a lot of scrims at the moment. But pretty cool to just see Killyardi just rolling over like, rolling through like this, rather, not rolling over. And just comical with all we hyped about him loving the early game, not wanting to be there. Well, when you stick Killyardi in a field of late game filth, he'll roll around in it like a happy pig. House of Learning about to go down. TC's already in shambles. And Dimmu is about to be forcefully vacated from this game. He's like, but I'm getting the mangoes to get. I just need a little bit more time. No, no time. I think, like, in hindsight, Dimmu kind of got maybe caught off guard by 2 TC from Killyardi as well. Like, it sounds a bit funky for Abadeli from what I've seen historically, and also just the player-wise. Like we said at the start, like, when you get in a game against Killyardi, you expect him to just attack you relentlessly. Played this really well. Okay, so final landmark back here. This is his last stand, his valiant stand. Dome of Faith. Just feels like Killyardi's never losing quite enough army to put him over the edge into death, right? He's always got like food and wood reserves. He's not losing the culverins either, which is giving him a sniping target for the mangoes. He does dive in. Nice snipe there with the war elephant. But as we can see, poor Dumbo just ain't no match for the trash. He did snipe out the coves. Okay, well played to Ben. Anyone else impressed by how well the archers are just dealing with siege on both sides? Meanwhile, look at this guy trying to use optimal counters. Horseman to deal with siege. Shh. You're a bastard. Shut up and build more archers. Get a bow, get an arrow, Robin Hood from the day one that you're born. Even just kill the landmark with them, you know? Could he actually survive? Dumu's that type of guy that does this to me in these type of positions. Where I'm like, could he keep existing and turn this around fully? The mango play, like, he can kind of maintain it with sacred sites and relics. It is kind of interesting, actually, that Killyardi's never taken these away. Because remember, for Delhi, that's actually quite a lot of gold. See right there, 250 gold a minute. Which is the kind of the difference maker, right? It's allowed him to keep getting mangoes back in, elephants, now men-at-arms. Why do I get the feeling that Dumu had to go, like, take a break after this? This just feels like such a sweaty game. The amount of focus you have to put on micro. An hour in this heat as well. Probably had to get up for a stretch. Maybe the good news on that is old man Killyardi might have went for a nap after this one. We have got a new Coverin arriving. And he tried to repair it, but he's genuinely just getting incendiary down on the landmarks again. Yo, this is the ultimate strat. We just need to garrison every single house with our archers. Essentially giving these archers armor worth almost 1500 HP. And this will keep us alive forever. The best medicine is to go next game ASAP? No, that's not how sunken cost fallacy works. Man goes. Oh, he's actually. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's too many horsemen. Oh no. Is that the final strike? 31 ponies go in. There's only 10 men-at-arms here. This has to be the breakthrough. I mean, how much can scholars really do? A few of the horsemen are slipping into the mangoes. It's the final one left alive. Arrow shots are coming in to finish that off. He did lose a lot of archers doing this. And Dumu can afford a lot more arch... Wait. Does Killyardi have much wood left? Not really? Where's Dumu getting so much wood? Okay, it's here. So he's about to be out as well. We have basically just turned this map into a giant bald head when it comes to tree lines, which is poetic. And the difference maker of the relics and sacred sites actually matters a lot now. What? No. I mean, if we are going to make the map balls, it would be a buff to Dumu. He's mastered that already. The one Culverin? Wait. He's trying to snipe it. The villagers need to keep preparing. He's got the wood. Cole's getting it low. Dumu can definitely afford to pull more workers here. He's got 3,500 wood right now. It's an all-in. Killyardi's sick and tired of this game, and the Culverin goes down. The men-at-arms get on top of it. Dumu, not even force march needed there. And it looks like this is doomed to be an L, a loss, and I can't believe it. Dumu with the full flex Wololo to wave Killyardi goodbye.